A man was out camping with his son at Salt Fork State Park when they noticed something strange. A dark figure moving quietly between the trees. At first they thought it might be another camper, or maybe an animal. But as it got closer, it didn't move like either. The man quickly pulled out his phone and managed to capture this chilling footage. They left the park in a hurry, too scared to even think about going back. Later, the man uploaded the footage to his YouTube channel, H. Tauseg, asking viewers to help identify what they saw. The clip was stabilized, brightened, and zoomed in for a closer look, and it clearly showed a large bipedal figure moving through the trees. But even with all the enhancements, the video quality was too poor to reveal any real details, leaving everyone wondering what that creature really was. In 2019, a man was going through footage from his trail camera when he spotted something terrifying. A dark figure standing beside a tree, roughly 6 to 7 feet tall. After the image was enhanced, investigators noticed it didn't match the shape of a bear or an ape. It had no visible snout, and its arms looked unnaturally long. No known animal seemed to fit its description, leading many to believe the camera had captured something extraordinary, possibly Bigfoot. In 2001, a man named Hutch Huffman was hiking deep in the woods when he captured this eerie footage. At first, everything seemed normal, just the quiet sounds of nature and the crunch of leaves underfoot. But then, something unexpected moved in the distance, and what he caught on camera still raises questions to this day. It showed a massive fur-covered creature moving silently through the trees. The footage was grainy, but the way it moved looked disturbingly natural. Nothing like a man in a costume. Over the years, experts have tried to debunk it, calling it a hoax or clever editing, but no one has ever been able to fully explain what Hutch captured that day. So the question remains, what really walked through those woods? A hiker was exploring a quiet stretch of forest when something strange caught his eye. In the distance, through the thick trees, he spotted a dark figure partly hidden behind the leaves. He quickly zoomed in with his camera, but the footage was too blurry to make out exactly what it was. The shape looked big, covered in dark fur, and it seemed to move, just slightly, as if it were watching him. In 2007, a trail camera set up in northwest Pennsylvania captured 3 strange images. The first photo showed a few bear cubs wandering through the area, but just minutes later, 2 more shots revealed something completely different. A crouched, ape-like figure sniffing the ground. Experts studied the photos, comparing the limb proportions and posture, and many agreed it looked more like a primate than a bear. Officials tried to dismiss it as just a mangy bear, but not everyone was convinced. The photos, later known as the Jacob's Creature images, sparked one of the biggest debates in modern wildlife research, and to this day no one has been able to explain what that creature really was. In the snowy wilderness of Lolo, Montana, a couple was out snowshoeing when they came across something strange, a set of footprints near a frozen lake. But these weren't normal tracks. Each print showed only 3 toes instead of 5. Lying beside them was a 5-foot-long stick, oddly placed, almost like it was part of the mystery. Curious, they followed the trail deeper into the woods, but as the daylight faded and the forest grew darker, they decided to turn back. To this day, no one's been able to identify what made those tracks. So, what do you think it could be? This video was filmed back in 1997 in the Catskills near Poughkeepsie. A group of friends was hanging out by a campfire, just talking and enjoying the night, when one of them decided to start recording. Later, while reviewing the footage, they noticed something chilling in the background. A humanoid figure climbing a tree, moving quickly and effortlessly, swinging from branch to branch like a young ape. Its movements were too smooth, too natural to be human. So, what do you think they caught on camera that night? These photos were captured by a trail camera at an undisclosed location. In the first image, a dark silhouette can be seen lurking behind a tree. In the next frame, the same figure appears to have moved closer, its shape becoming clearer, showing what looks like a head, a broad chest, and 2 long arms. Then, in the final shot, the creature stands fully visible, tall, muscular, and eerily similar to what many describe as Bigfoot. The person who shared the images said they have no idea what it was but doubted it was just a person. The area, they claim, is extremely remote and private, and that's exactly why they've never revealed the location, fearing it would be overrun by Bigfoot hunters. A group of friends in France was spending the day out in the woods filming and having fun. They had even set up a small basketball court surrounded by their cars. Everything was normal, until a sharp, sudden sound echoed from the nearby forest. Curious, the person holding the camera walked toward the noise. And that's when he saw it. Everyone froze. For a moment, no one spoke. He wanted to get a closer look, but his friend stopped him, insisting they leave. They packed up quickly and drove off, still shaken, and still wondering what it was they saw that day. A man was spending a quiet day on his property when he started hearing strange noises coming from the woods. Curious, he grabbed his camera and began recording. As he slowly panned across the trees, the lens caught something unusual, a dark shape lurking deep in the shadows. It wasn't the first time he'd felt uneasy out there. Strange sounds had echoed through those woods before. Some people believe that whatever was out there that day might have been Bigfoot. A trail camera picked up something strange moving through the forest, a tall ape-like figure hopping along a narrow path. The footage only showed its shoulders and upper body, and with the low, grainy quality, it was nearly impossible to tell what it really was. The person who uploaded the clip claimed it was Bigfoot, but with so little evidence to go on, it could just as easily have been another animal, or something else entirely. While hiking deep in the woods, someone thought they saw a face peeking through the branches. They pulled out their phone to record, hoping to get a clearer look. But as soon as they did, an uneasy feeling hit them, so they left right away, a little shaken. Later, when they played back the footage, they still couldn't tell what they had actually seen. Some viewers swore they could make out a face hiding among the leaves, while others said it was nothing more than shadows and branches. Maybe it was just pareidolia, the mind seeing patterns that aren't really there. Was it a creature watching from the trees, or just imagination? No one knows for sure. This video surfaced from near the St. Croix River in Minnesota. The footage is grainy and shaky, typical of most supposed sightings. The cameraman suddenly pans to the left, catching a glimpse of a large, dark figure moving quickly through the trees before abruptly stopping the recording. When the clip was stabilized, it revealed a tall shape with long arms swinging naturally as it walked. Some people claimed the movement looked too smooth, too fluid to be human. In enhanced frames, you can even make out what seems to be the faint outline of a face, shoulders, and maybe even a hand. But the footage is blurry, and the backstory behind it is just as unclear, making it hard for anyone to say for sure what was really captured that day. In late 2009, a group of hikers in Maine captured footage of a strange figure sitting high in a tree.
Oh no, I see an ape.
Yeah, it does look like a monkey. What's that? We'll have good video, Karen.
Can't believe we saw a porcupine bear.
That really looks like a monkey.
I know.
That looks like a freaking monkey. I think it's a snow monkey. No, you can come this way.
It looked strange, almost like a primate. So the hikers uploaded the video to YouTube asking if it could be a Sasquatch. The clip quickly went viral, grabbing attention from viewers and even newspapers across the US and beyond, with some calling it possible proof of Bigfoot. But the mystery didn't last long. Experts later confirmed the creature was just a North American porcupine. From a distance, its dark fur and hunched posture can easily trick the eye, especially deep in the woods. In October 2020, a channel called Salish Sasquatch shared a thermal video from Grays Harbor. The footage showed a massive, heat-emitting figure lying on a steep slope in total darkness. Its outline revealed broad shoulders and a thick chest, a shape far too large to match a person. It's hard to say exactly what the video captured, but one thing's for sure. It looked unlike anything you'd expect to see out there. In 1994, Matt Moneymaker recorded a strange moaning howl in Columbiana County, Ohio, near the Ohio River. The sound was deep, echoing through the forest at night. When analyzed, experts noticed a unique tone in the spectrogram, something called an attenuated fundamental, believed by some to be part of Sasquatch vocal patterns. A faint second howl could also be heard, almost like another creature responding in the distance. The recording, later known as the Ohio Howl, went on to become one of the most discussed and mysterious Bigfoot audio clips ever captured. A man was out collecting firewood near his barn when he noticed a dark shape far off in the distance. Curious, he zoomed in with his phone and froze. Standing near the tree line was a tall, dark figure with unusually long arms. It seemed to notice him, then quietly stepped behind a tree. Moments later, a smaller shape appeared beside it, before both slowly faded back into the woods. The tall one turned to glance in his direction one last time, then disappeared completely. No one knows what the man saw that day, but most agree. It didn't look human. In the Sayan Mountains, a hiker named Evgeny Lomakin filmed something unusual walking along a riverbank. The figure was tall, hunched, and completely covered in hair, moving in a way no human ever could. Around that same time, hunters near Salakard discovered massive footprints pressed deep into the snow, far larger than any humans. The tracks suddenly turned and disappeared into the forest without a trace. Many believe what they encountered wasn't just an animal, but the Almasty, Russia's version of Bigfoot. In 2013, a YouTube user named Wargun uploaded a short, unsettling clip. At first it seemed ordinary, just a shaky video taken in the woods. But as the camera panned across the trees, something unexpected came into view. The figure was distant, hard to make out, but its movement was enough to leave viewers uneasy. Take a look.
Look at that! Oh my gosh! Look at it go! Come on, camera, focus. It's gone. Wait. There it is! There it goes. Oh my goodness.
The video was later stabilized by Adam B., and it quickly went viral. Some viewers claimed the creature's stride looked almost identical to the famous Patterson-Gimlin footage, while others dismissed it, insisting it was just a man in a suit, pointing out that the group's reaction didn't seem completely genuine. Still, the clip sparked plenty of debate online. So, what do you think? Was it real, or just another well-played hoax? Residents of Sunchild Reserve have been reporting strange echoing sounds coming from deep within the forest this spring. The noises are low, haunting, and unlike anything locals have heard before. Some describe them as howls. Others say they sound almost like a voice calling from far away. Listen closely and decide for yourself what's making those sounds. The noises usually start around 3 in the morning, loud, drawn out, and impossible to pinpoint. Some people say it's just a wolf or a bobcat, but others insist it sounds nothing like any animal they've ever heard before. Old stories from the 1970s tell of strange footprints found in this very same area, and now many wonder if whatever made those tracks has come back. No one's actually seen it yet, but everyone's heard it, and it's leaving the whole community on edge. A strange video recently surfaced online, showing what many believe could be Japan's version of Bigfoot, known as hibagon. The footage shows a dark, bulky figure moving through the trees on a misty hillside. Its movements are heavy, deliberate, and unsettlingly human-like. Locals have long spoken of the hibagon, a mysterious ape-like creature said to roam the mountains of Hiroshima, and now some think this video might be the clearest glimpse of it yet. The clip seemed to come from a Japanese channel known for sharing paranormal footage, possibly part of a short documentary or a news segment. But no one has confirmed its original source or who actually filmed it. Still, many viewers have called it the clearest Bigfoot-like footage since the famous 1967 Patterson-Gimlin film. Whether it's real or fake, one thing's certain: it's left people around the world both intrigued and unsettled. In the middle of an overgrown field, a trail camera captured a strange image. A dark, human-shaped figure with a slightly elongated head. No one knows for sure what it was. Some say it could have been an ape wandering through the area, while others believe it might be the very creature people have whispered about for decades: Bigfoot. Since the exact location of where the photo was taken was never revealed, the mystery remains unsolved. In the remote wilderness of Alaska, a camper suddenly heard rustling nearby. That's when he saw it, a massive, dark figure gliding silently between the trees. It moved upright like a human, but its body was broad, heavy, and covered in thick hair, more like an ape than a man. For a moment it paused, as if watching him, before disappearing back into the forest. The encounter matched countless old descriptions of Bigfoot, and once again, reignited the debate over whether the legendary creature is truly out there. A hiker was exploring in the mountains one evening when he spotted something, a large, dark figure moving slowly along the slope through the trees. It was big, silent, and unlike anything he'd ever seen in the wild. It walked upright for a few seconds before disappearing behind the trees. He only managed to capture a short clip, one that doesn't show much, but somehow that makes his story feel even more believable. He wasn't sure what he saw out there, but with so many similar reports coming from North Carolina, only one possibility came to mind: Bigfoot. Who knows? Maybe he really was out there. A photo shared online claimed to show a Bigfoot deep in the woods of Texas. The figure looked tall and broad, covered in dark hair, with long arms hanging low to the ground. Some people dismissed it as fake, while others were convinced it was the real thing. Unfortunately, no further details about the encounter were ever released, making it difficult to believe this was a genuine Bigfoot sighting. On July 20th, 2013, a man hiking through a forest in New Brunswick started hearing strange noises coming from the bushes nearby. Curious, and a little uneasy, he pulled out his camera to check it out. What he captured next left him completely stunned. cold shiver ran down his spine as he spotted a dark figure standing perfectly still among the trees. He zoomed in, trying to make sense of it, but before he could react, the creature vanished right before his eyes. It didn't run. It didn't fade. It just disappeared. He stood there frozen, wondering if he had really seen it, or if the forest had just played a trick on him. As he replayed the footage later, something even stranger came to light. The figure didn't actually disappear. It turned translucent, almost blending into the air itself. Viewers were stunned, and the video quickly went viral. Some said it was a camera glitch. Others swore it was proof of something supernatural. But no one, not even the experts, could definitively explain what that creature really was. On May 4, 2013, a man took a weekend trip to Wayne National Forest in Ohio to unwind and enjoy the peace of nature. Everything was calm until he started filming his surroundings and noticed something strange moving in the distance. A massive shadow slid silently through the trees, too large to be a person and moving far too smoothly to be anything he could recognize. It didn't walk. It glided, almost as if it was floating between the trees. Some people believe the shadowy figure in that video could actually be Bigfoot, while others say it's just a person caught from a weird angle. But the question remains, what do you think? Was it really Bigfoot, or something else entirely? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and stick around as we dive into even more incredible sightings caught on camera. On April 16, 2020, deep in the snowy forests of Alberta, Canada, a trail camera was set up to monitor wolverine activity. But instead of capturing wildlife footage, it recorded something far more terrifying, something no one was prepared to see. At first, the creature was almost impossible to spot. Its fur blended perfectly with the trees as if it could vanish into the forest at any moment. But when it started to move, the illusion broke. That's when it became clear. This wasn't just some ordinary animal. A camera meant to capture wolverines ended up recording something far more legendary, a creature that left viewers stunned and questioning everything. It makes you wonder, how many times have we walked through the woods completely unaware of what might be watching us, hidden just beyond the trees? This footage, recorded on July 14, 2019 in the dense western woods of Košice, Slovakia, shows a lone hiker on a 2-day trek. At first, everything seemed peaceful, until he started getting that unsettling feeling that someone, or something, was watching him. Turns out, he wasn't wrong. A deep, menacing growl echoed from somewhere outside, freezing him in place. Panic kicked in and he took off running, heart pounding, breath sharp in the cold air. But just when he thought he'd escaped whatever was out there, he stumbled upon something that left him completely stunned. He froze in shock. A tall, shadowy figure was violently shaking the trees ahead. Its massive size towered over the surrounding brush, moving with a strength no human could match. Overwhelmed with fear, the hiker turned and bolted, his footsteps echoing through the forest. He didn't stop running until he was far from the woods, and he swore he'd never set foot there again. A Canadian forest ranger recently captured something on camera that's got everyone talking. Footage that some believe shows Bigfoot returning from a hunt. The video quickly set the internet on fire, sparking endless debates among fans and skeptics alike. Could this finally be proof that the legendary creature is real, or just another wild coincidence lost in the deep Canadian woods? He managed to capture two large hairy figures moving through the trees. One of them appeared to be holding something small, maybe a bird. What stood out most was their human-like stride, and the fact that they didn't seem to notice they were being filmed at all. The ranger says he hasn't seen them again since that day, but he's hoping for another sighting. So what do you think? Was it a clever prank? Or just one of those eerie tricks the forest loves to play on us? This unsettling video was recorded by Igor, a man living deep in the remote Siberian wilderness of Russia. His cabin, surrounded entirely by dense forest, was no stranger to the usual nighttime sounds. But recently, he began hearing something different. Low, guttural growls echoing from the trees nearby. Igor knew the calls of local wildlife well, but these sounds were unlike anything he had ever heard before. On this particular night, the sounds were louder and closer than ever before. Igor grabbed his flashlight and camera, stepping cautiously onto his porch. The forest around him was pitch black, the only light coming from the dim glow of his cabin window. Then, from somewhere beyond the tree line, the growl came again. Deep, rumbling, and disturbingly close. It was unlike any animal he could recognize, and in that moment, Igor realized he might not be alone out there in the frozen Siberian woods. Determined to find where the sounds were coming from, Igor grabbed his night vision camera and stepped out into the darkness. The cold air was still, and every crunch of snow under his boots echoed through the trees. Then, as he panned the camera across the forest, a shape flickered into view, tall, shadowy, and moving slowly between the trunks. What he captured that night would unnerve even the bravest viewer. Welcome back, everyone. Today, we've got one of the most unbelievable Bigfoot sightings ever caught on camera. This new footage might just be the clearest and most chilling proof yet that something big is out there in the wild. Bigfoot has been spotted all across the northern hemisphere, especially in the Himalayas, the northwestern United States and western Canada, where most of the encounters happen. But this one stands out. It was captured by a group of Chinese tourists visiting a quiet park in Mission, British Columbia. What they caught on video that day shocked everyone, and it's still being talked about to this very moment. Stay tuned, because what you're about to see might just change the way you think about Bigfoot forever.
Sasquatch.
A furry, human-like creature was seen crouching beside a road deep in the woods, appearing to dig into the ground. A group of curious Chinese tourists noticed it and immediately started recording, completely unfazed, almost like they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The video quickly went viral, sparking a heated debate online. Some people insisted it was just a bear, while others were convinced it was a real Sasquatch. Either way, one thing's for sure. Whatever that creature was, it's not something you'd ever want to come face to face with alone in the woods.